Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'd like to talk about a particular topic that I found on the internet that I found rather interesting. So what happened was this morning, there was one person posted on the internet and asked what mueng was. And for those who have never heard of the word mueng before, or you don't know what mueng was, or you've heard of it but you don't really know how to use it, the video today is for you. So basically, mueng is an informal form of saying you, and it can also be considered quite rude. It really depends on who you're talking to. And the opposite of mueng is gu in Thai, which is like me or I, and it's equally informal or rude. It really depends on the situation. And under the post of that particular person after asked what mueng was, there was so many people, commenting and answering the questions. And one particular person in the comment section gave 6 examples of how to use mueng, which I think is ridiculous. Okay, so just go through it. Okay, so the very first thing, the person said, the word mueng and gu, and this is how to use them. Number 1 is for uneducated people who live in rural areas of Thailand. Number 2 is only used with, not only, it's like more commonly used among people who are close to each other, like friends. Okay, I have no problem with this. The second one, like husband and wives. And the third one, between boyfriends and girlfriends, like lovers. Number 3, when people want to get into a fight. Number 4, like boss to like their employers. And number 5 is, this is ridiculous. Police tend to use gu and mueng a lot. And number 6 is only in a comedy, in like a comedy movies, only like funnies or comedy and in movies. So, and like the person said, if you're not very close to the person, just use it. Okay, so there's something right about the post, and there are lots of BS in it. So the thing is, you have to understand that actually the word gu and mueng is a very Asian word. It's used in Sukhothai period, and now we live in Ratanakosin. And that was like the very first kingdom of Thailand. We call it Sukhothai. So at that time, at that particular time in like Asian history, it was okay to use gu and mueng because everybody's talk that way. We use gu and mueng like every day. So we said like Phasa Paw Khun Ram. Paw Khun Ram is one of the king in that like era, and Paw Khun Ram is also, like, if you're not really sure who is, that was like a university, like open university. It's called Lam Tham Hang. Okay, so, and he was also the one who invented Thai characters. Like, there was something about him. You can just like go and Google, who Paw Khun Lam Tham Hang was. And at the time, it was okay, and everybody talked, gu and mueng in their daily lives. But now these days, people use tan for female speakers and pom for male speakers. For I, in a very formal way. So normally when we talk to our friends, okay, I'll explain the opposite of tan and pom first. Okay, tan and pom, and then when you talk to someone else, you'll be like kun or tan. Kun is like you, and tan is like really respected form of kun. So I would have to say that if you understand the culture and everything, I think lots of Thai culture, we have influences from maybe like Cambodia or like Indian, like old Indian cultures, because it come with Buddhist and everything. So we have like kind of like caste system. We have like the feeling that royal family is like like really upper class up there, and there's like the reincarnation of some kind of god and things like that. And yeah, anyway, like I respected the royal family, and like okay, I won't get into that. But the thing is, we have like, I still feel that okay, some people still feel it that way, that like they have like upper class and middle class and things like that. But that's not how we separated people from using gu and mueng nowadays. So gu and mueng now is very informal. So you can use gu and mueng with people who are very, very close to you. Like you sometimes use it with your friends, your classmates, your family members. It really depends on, how the dynamics in your family is like. But it's not like, because you are uneducated people in rural areas of Thailand, so then that's just how you talk in your daily life. It's not like that. Uneducated people might normally say pom or tan. It really depends. And even though you are uneducated people in rural areas of Thailand, I think they still know how to use tan and pom in like some certain situation. It really depends on who they're talking to. Like, I know I have potty mouth, I swear a lot, especially when I talk to my friends, So I feel that if you talk to your friends, like really close friends, it's fine, that you swear from time to time. So I think that's how we use gu and meng, and we see gu and mengs like that as well. So people sometimes say gu and meng to their close friends, and they don't want to pick a fight or anything. It's just that's how they talk to each other. So like the first one, it had nothing to do with you're an uneducated person in a rural area of Thailand. That's not how you say that someone use gu and meng, and that is number one in the answer. Like please, that like pissed me off. See, I swear again. So number two, for people who like really close to each other, I agree with that. And the example is friends, definitely. And between husband and wives and boyfriends and girlfriends, I don't really think that how people, like say it that way, because I see so many couples that I don't use gu and meng between them, but they use gu and meng like, between their friends. And I would say that more like male, between like male friends, like they tend to use like gu and meng a lot, like bro, hey bro, like gu and meng. But like lots of like I would say like female, normally between females, like lots of them don't use gu and meng, but there's still like lots of females friends that use gu and meng between one another, like me and my friends. But I have to be like close friends. If not, I tend to use my name, like Gua something something. I think that's my name. I'll use my name and then like their names. I would just say like Tan or Rao. I use Rao a lot, like Rao, Pok Rao, Rao. But I'll just use Rao, like as I. But husband and wives and like boyfriends and girlfriends, I don't think that how the rules is, because like when you're in love or when you're like with somebody, you act cute and everything. So lots of people, they'll be like, oh baby, like Tira, or like เจ้าหมูน้อย, like oh my little fat, like something like they tend to call each other like little piggy or something like that, or little fat. I don't know, that's how I see lots of couples call each other, like someone calling you fat, are you happy, whatever. And so that's how people usually say it. We say it with our close friends, like we use gu and meng with our close friends. And number three, when you try to pick a fight, I think it's because we normally use it when like gu and meng with people that we were very close. So sometimes if you don't get so emotional or carried away with the emotions and the situation, or you is like so angry, I think people just try to pick a fight, but because they're already angry, and that's like like gu and meng run deep in our blood, even though they're normally like very very polite person, but when they're really angry, maybe like gu and mengs come out. But I don't think it's because they want to pick a fight. So it's not really about because you want to pick a fight. That's you when you start use gu and meng. It's not like that. And number four, boss and the employers. Well, in a really professional working environment, I would say that lots of people would still stick to pom and tan, or kun and tan, and maybe just calling them by names. You don't really have to use the word gu and meng to show that you have power. So I would just say that that's not how it's like in real life situation, because I always go to work with like my mom and my dad. Sometimes I just like like during my summer vacations or like winter vacation, I just go back home and like I know what to do, so I just like follow them around everywhere. And that's how I really noticed that like lots of my dad's friends, they call each other tan or kun or pom, and that's how it's like in like my mom's like working environment as well. So I would say like I hang out with a lot of people who are much older than me. I don't know, I tend to like like not really like friends with my parents' friends, but I have no problem hang out with them and like talking to them. And I think it's really cool to learning something from like people who are older than you. They know lots of things that you don't know, right? So I see that they normally don't just like throw gu and meng around everywhere. They just do like in working environment, they just like call each other by names. I think that okay, maybe if they're really close to each other and they know that they're like making fun of each other, it's like like just trying to be funny or something, they might like use gu and meng just like in like a cheeky way or something like that. But it's not really. I think that's how it's like. It's not like every single boss in Thailand, or like the majority of like bosses will use gu and meng to their employers. I don't think it's like that. And number five, police like to use it. I think it's not really. It's something to do. It has nothing to do with jobs. every single person in Thailand can say guan meng from time to time. It really depends on who they're talking to. I mean, like a really pissed off police, maybe they say it to like, I don't know, the like criminal who's trying to running away, and they was like, stop that, like, you know, meng, you don't need something like that, like, hey, you stop. Maybe they do that, but I don't think that normally police will use guan meng to other people. Maybe they like talk to like, you know, themselves, like among themselves. And it's not just only police, you know, like students, and I would say that like lots of people around me, they still say gu and meng, you know, when we hang out. So it's not really about you being police, so then you have like the right to say gu and meng, and like everybody else in Thailand, if you say gu and meng, then you are uneducated people in the rural areas. But no, it's not like that. And number 6, it only appears in movies and like comedy. That's not how it is as well. Like, is that the only kind of movie that you watch? That's how you get the ideas. Because actually, if you watch like a lot more Thai movies, it don't have to be a lot, just like watch more, like maybe a couple more, then you realize that it's not just only in the comedy. Every type of movies can have guan meng appears in you know, like in movies, in TVs, and but you just have to bear in mind that, you know, guan meng is not very polite. Like these days is how we see it. We don't think it's very polite, so we don't use it with people that we should be respected. Like, you know, for example, like teachers, professors, or like parents. That's how we see it. We don't really tend to use guan meng to those people who we feel that have like higher social status, or you know, so we don't do that. So if you watch a couple more movies, then you realize that, you know, no matter it's like drama or like the horror movies, they always have the word guan meng appear in the movies. And it's not just only in the movies. If you hang out with more Thai people, if you have like some Thai friends, and you will notice that they say gu meng as well, but maybe they don't use it when they talk to you. Maybe because you're a foreigner and you're not that close yet, then you haven't like formed like a like you haven't formed the bonding like enough, like strong enough bonding for them to feel that, you know, now I can use gu and meng with you. But there's some people that, you know, you don't have to be like really close. You probably like, you know, like you can meet each other for the very first time, and then they will start like splitting gu and meng everywhere. And you know, but for some people you have to be like, you know, like know each other for some times, for like couple of years, couple of months. It really depends on, you know, like person to person. But it's had nothing, I'll say it again, it's had nothing to do with where they are, where they live in Thailand, and their jobs. Is had nothing to do with that at all. And I think everybody knows that, you know, if they are like in a very formal situation, then they will know that they shouldn't be saying gu and meng. But you know, with friends, everything is exceptional. You know, like when you talk to your friends, you can just like talk random shits and it's fine. We don't really judge you if you have friends. That's the same. But you know, when you talk to people that you're not really close to, just don't do it. Just don't try to act like, oh cool man, we're like super close friends. Not like that, because you're not, unless they really feel that you're their friend. So maybe like they start saying and calling you like, hey meng, something like that, then maybe you can do it as well. It really depends. And you know, but I personally think that, okay, if you are like a foreigner and you've been learning the language for some time, just don't try to throw lots of swear words when you say it, because you don't really get the feeling, you don't really know how to use it, so it can come out very, you know, offensive. So just trying to be polite, and when, you know, you really understand how it works, you like been observed, and you know, you see how people use in like different situation, and you are so sure how to use it, or you have like a group of friends that, you know, you can check with them before you saying such and such. You can be like, oh, is it fine if I say this and that in this situation? And then they say, yeah, cool man, like you can do it, then do it. But if they said like, I don't think so, maybe just don't do it. So that's the tips that I want to tell you. You know, for learning any languages, it's the same. But again, if you have any questions, ask your friend. Just don't assume it. Maybe because the person that you hang out is like that, it doesn't mean that they represent the whole country. Like if the person, like the group of friends that you hang out, they like swear a lot, it doesn't mean that every single person in Thailand swear a lot. Or if the person that you hang out, they never swear, or you never see them swear, it doesn't mean that no one in Thailand swear. So, you know, just be aware that the person that you are close to just represented whatever you are surrounded, if you know them because you go to the same high school or same language school, you know, so that you have like probably like very similar background. But if you hang out with more people, then you see like actually not everybody do things or say things the same way, and that, you know, applies to everywhere in the world. So I'll say it again, that gu and meng has nothing to do with where they live and whether they have or haven't gone to school or not. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye. Thank you.